Some people may think that organic farming is just for, like a gentleman farmer, so to speak, who just wants to play around on the land and have a tractor or do this or that with machinery and tools, and that makes them happy to have, to be out on the land and so forth. But there's a lot of serious organic farmers who are in the business of producing food for their community, and that's what we're doing here. Betty and I are really dedicated to producing high quality, clean, and beautiful, grown without chemicals of any kind, any synthetic chemicals, any man-made or laboratory-made chemicals. Organic farming has a lot to do with how farmers farm, not just how they don't use pesticides and herbicides and fungicides. It's very important that we try to keep the land producing more and more each year. And now with carbon being a big problem in the atmosphere, actually organic farming, where you use a lot of compost and you build up the soil with and put more plant matter in the soil, we're actually taking carbon out of the atmosphere and putting it back into the soil.
The land, the soil, which is commonly called dirt, is looked down upon, and it's not protected as, but it's the sustenance that all of our food comes from.
When I see a lot of earthworms in the compost, then I feel it's safe and it's well made. It's a nice medium for the
and they're healthy looking.
Yeah, and they're very healthy. And there's all kinds of other little creatures, and if you look really close, just under the surface there'll be spiders crawling around when you disturb it.
It's a
They'll
living
be
organism.
Yeah, there's lots going on in this soil, other than just a media for plants to grow in. It has a life.
One of the beautiful things about working side by side with someone in farming is you really get to know them, and I was always able, like Dale, Betty and I just clicked, and we just became a part of each other's lives very naturally. And working so hard together just has created this bond which is beyond words. They really feel like family to me, and it's just part of this whole world of working with nature, working together, working on something that's so extreme that a very small portion of society really endeavor to do. And it just feels like this secret garden. And I feel so fortunate that I was let into their world and have become a part of it, and they've become a part of mine. I worked with Dale and Betty all last summer and learned a lot. And continue to learn, which is what I love about farming. It's like you could spend your whole life doing it, and there's so many varieties of things that you plant. They all have different personalities, and getting to know them and what they like and need really will take you a lifetime, and I love that about it. It keeps you on your toes and it keeps you humble.
I can see in the future people realizing how much they can produce on their own. And that's one thing that Dale and I have always been interested in, is showing other people how to do it. And not trying to keep any secrets, but trying to share what we know as much as possible. We don't live in a vacuum. We live in a world with other people. And we want to be part of the community, and we want to work with the community to learn how to grow food for themselves. And it's my favorite dress. And I got it in a yard sale in Sag Harbor about, 20 years ago for $1. So I guess we got pears and watermelon and asparagus. So it's the perfect dress for a farm lady.